to Cardiff train. On my way to Dilton Marsh. The guard told me I need to be in the front of the train and I'm in the back. It was the front at Newport, but it's now the back. Well, the train announcement said next stop Warminster, so let's see what happens.
Anyone for Dilton Marsh?
People getting on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it is a short station. I should have brought my tape measure. And there goes the train to Portsmouth. I remember the days when this was called Dilton Marsh Halt, and I think it was the limit of the southern region because the totem signs were green and not chocolate and cream of Great Western. Interesting pictures. It's part of a programme to empower women, or to give women greater empowerment, and these pictures are done by local female artists, and this particular one is Mary Flora Hart. Well, when I posted my film of Bewley, where the platform is 18 paces long, which equates to 15 metres, I had a number of comments to say, isn't Dilton Marsh shorter? So I'm going to measure the number of paces at Dilton Marsh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14, 15, 16, 17, 27, 28, 29, 30, 30 and a half. The grit bin is padlocked, no doubt to stop people stealing grit. You maybe have to phone First Great Western and they will send a gritter along. Dilton Marsh saw about 17,000 passengers a year up to the lockdown, over 300 a week, so one wonders why it's a request stop, as so many trains have to stop there. Numbers are again getting back up to the pre-lockdown levels. Well, there's no buffet on the station, or cafe, but I have my trusty vacuum flask. There we are. Why go without when you can carry a vacuum flask? Cheers, everybody. Very tasty. Well, I made it myself this morning. From the station you can just see the White Horse on the hillside there, just to prove I'm on the station. And there's the help point and the grit bin and my flask of coffee. You may have noticed that although there are two tracks, there isn't a platform opposite, and that's because the platforms are staggered and trains do pass without stopping, so I do need to be very careful because of the curve. This is the waiting shelter on platform 2, which is the platform for Salisbury and Portsmouth. And now that I've discovered where the other platform is, I need to find out a way of getting there so I can measure that platform as well with my paces. Seem to be some Great Western men doing some work on the ramp. Can you come and do mine as well?
No.
I pay minimum wage.
That's all right.
So I suspect we have to cross the road. I'm surprised there aren't safety announcements telling us to watch for the traffic. Yep. Okay. I like the fence at the bottom of the ramp, which seems to hark back to an earlier era of railways. The station was opened by the Great Western Railway in 1937. It never had a ticket office, and in its early days passengers were directed to a house up the hill to buy tickets. Onward travel information. Welcome to Dilton Marsh, and something we don't get in Scotland, which is train times, because ScotRail don't think it's necessary to give people information about train times. British Rail tried to close the station in the 1990s, which invoked this poem by John Betjeman. I'd be interested to see how long this is. Logic tells me that both platforms should be about the same length. Get a better view towards Westbury from this platform. The waiting shelter is cordoned off. Maybe it's a crime scene or something, who knows. Right, measuring the platform using my paces, staying on the left side of the yellow line, which being on a curve will slightly exaggerate the length of the platform, but not much. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18. This is the length of Bewley. 19, 31, 32. It's one pace longer than the other platform. I can see now why it's cordoned off, because there's a hole in the ground. And of course health and safety officers will not allow you to use any facility where there is the slightest bit of danger. Although personally I'd be happy to sit there at my own risk, and if it was raining I'd be happy to stand there at my own risk. But these days health and safety officers don't want anybody to take their own risk. According to real-time trains, there is a Salisbury to Bristol train in about 8 minutes, so I might as well hang around to see that. The only problem is that if the driver sees me waiting on the platform, he might think I'm wishing to catch it and stop. Hopefully there'll be somebody waiting to get off to avoid that embarrassment. Well, that's good. It looks like another potential passenger is arriving, so the driver will need to stop anyway. And there's a local lad next to me who uses the station regularly. So what do you use the station for?
I usually come back from school and to go to my mates in
Where do you go to school? In
Warminster.
So you go from Dilton Marsh to Warminster? No, Warminster to Dilton Marsh, you come home.
Yes.
Why don't you go to school on the train?
Because my mum drops me off.
I see, right. Slowly approaches. Two passengers boarding. A famous England footballer was born at Dilton Marsh. Do you know him? I've just checked on real-time trains again, and there's a South Western trains due in a few minutes from Yeovil to Salisbury. South Western trains, Yeovil to Salisbury. This article from the Dilton Marsh History website hints that the station may have been built to avoid school children walking across fields to Westbury to catch the train to school in Trowbridge. They were sometimes late for school due to bulls, vipers, etc. Well, that's fine. I've seen Dilton Marsh. I've been here half an hour and I've got the local ordnance survey maps. I'm going to go for a little hike and end up at Westbury and then go somewhere else by train. Stay tuned. And if you've enjoyed the film and would like to reward me with a coffee, please see the link here to Ko-fi. Thank you.